that's difficult with having animals at both properties. The cost of feeding has not gone up because it's still the same number of animals for the most part. What has made it more difficult, though, is when you do buy feeds and you get home, you have to constantly know what needs to come here compared to what needs to go to Longhorn Lester's. And that has that's something that people didn't think about, including myself, until we had animals at both properties. And now it's a constant struggle to remember, okay, you have a list in your head of one property, and then you got to remember what you have or what you need at the other. So just something that I thought was interesting. Hey folks, Lester here. It is about midday and I'm over here at I'm a Survivor. Why would I have said that? Why would I have just said I'm over here at I'm a Survivor? I've embarrassed myself. I mean, yeah, I'm a survivor. Where else would I be? Oh, no, I'm joking. I'm over here at I'm a Survivor because I have been going back and forth so much now that we have the puppies and the animals over at the other property. I feel inclined to be back and forth, and a lot of people warned me about that. A lot of people warned me about that. They said, you're not gonna like going back and forth. And those people were right. It's not the drive that gets me. The drive is fine. The gas is getting me. Things here at I'm a Survivor that are on my mind while I'm over there. There's things on my mind now that's going on over there. You know what I'm trying to say. I'm gonna flip this camera around and show you a bright spot. So this here is what I really come home for, to get some time with this little sweet girl in here. Yes, I am. Did you just shake your head no at me? I've come to get some love from you, and I've also come to clean out your stall, you old poopy pants. I've come to clean out your stall, Miss Poopy Pants. She has flies again. Now, Jamie just sprayed her down yesterday, and boy, looks like I'll be spraying you down now. And I'm scared of her. I am scared of you. You know I'm scared of you, right? I am scared of you. And isn't that crazy? You can go in there with an ostrich, a male ostrich, who has literally knocked you down a few times. You can go in there with a longhorn bull who has flipped your side-by-side over on its side. You know his strength. And then all of a sudden, I can go in there with Ringo. I've gone there with my billy goat, Ringo, who puts a whooping on me. And then all of a sudden we get this little sweet girl over here and she terrifies me. So I'm gonna have to man up a little bit. Man up, Lester. So this rake here allows you to pick up only the large particles and leave a lot of the pine shavings that are still clean. The pine shavings will all clump together, kind of like kitty litter. And you can kind of scoop out what needs to be scooped out, and you can leave what's still good and fresh. And then we'll come by and put some new stuff on top of that. Looky there what I did. I got all the poop right there on the rake, but I covered the poop up with pine shavings so you wouldn't see it, because a lot of people get offended by seeing animal poop. That's why Facebook and YouTube will seldom monetize a video that shows any poop. Wasn't that smart what I did right there? Wasn't that so smart what Lester did? He found a way to talk about poop and even show the poop without actually showing the poop. Because guys, guess what? Animals poop. They do. That will also help with our flies. Getting that poop out of there will help with our flies, I hope. We thought the fan would help with the flies, but she says no, the fan's not helping. All right, so what's cool about this piranha is it's actually called a wipe and spray. It's a wipe and spray. And so we can actually put this onto a dish rag and wipe it on her. But I got something better than a dish rag. Yeah, y'all see what I'm doing here? This is what I like to do over here. I like to spray, this is my wiping down glove. I can spray this all over my glove and then wipe it. She thinks I'm petting her and brushing her, But in reality, I am spraying her down with the Piranha Fly Spray. Ooh wee. All right. Oh yeah. Hey, we gotta get your face clean. All your ears. There you go. This will come to play with you. Come to help you with those flies. I hope I videoed that. I got all of her face cleaned up. Just see, she thought I was playing with her, and the whole time I'm wiping her face, and now look, no more flies on her pretty face. Ta-da! Now, is there any way I can rub your back? Oh, I'd like to rub her back now. I like to rub her back a little bit. Can I rub your back? Oh yeah, I don't want to rub your face, I want to rub your back. I want to pet you, baby, I want to pet you. I think she's smarter than me. So everyone's mad at Lester. Everyone out here is mad at me because I have given Jake and Jamie strict instructions to cut back on the grains. I made a video a couple of days ago talking about Brady, and I got a lot more information from y'all than what I was looking for, but it actually was good information. Sometimes you don't like to know the truth. Sometimes you don't like to know the truth, but I was sent many an article on the fact of how much overfeeding of grains can do. And you're right. You're right. You are very right. It's kind of like us. We don't like it when people tell us the hard facts. So I've taken a spot here in the shade to illustrate something. Goats are not grazers. They are foragers. They prefer to forage. And unfortunately, whenever we took all the woods out of the front pasture there to put the pond a couple of years ago, we also took all of our plants. A lot of the shrubs and a lot of the plants that the goats were foraging on. And we opened up, pretty much we have 3 pastures full of a lot of grass. And goats can survive on grass, but it's not their preferred food choice. And so what I've done to kind of counterbalance that is I've given a lot more grains since I know they don't have as much to forage on. So the problem is, too much grains can make everybody bloaty and fat. And in fact, what we have over here are about 10 goats that are all bloated and fat. And so thank you to the folks who found a constructive way. That's the best thing. That's the best way to say it. They found a constructive way to say, Lester, you might want to read this, or Lester, you might want to be aware of this, or Lester, you might want to check into this. And you know, if there's one person that says something, you can sometimes kind of overlook it. But when you have 100 folks saying the same thing, then it's something worthy to look into. And I did some research and I did some looking into, and I sent a picture to our vet. I didn't want to call her out here because there's nothing to come out and see. And she in fact did back up what lots of you all were saying. And so we are now going to cut our grains, not in half, but we're going to cut our grains down to a quarter of what we were feeding before, because I'm not going to be guilty of making my babies obese. And that's exactly what we have over here, guys, are a bunch of obese goats. And we're going to address it starting tomorrow. Starting tomorrow, right, guys? Okay. So we're going to also have to cut back on the oatmeal that we feed the pigs. We are allowed to give them oatmeal 2 or 3 times a week, so we're not going to stop doing that. But we're giving them too much oatmeal, because what they're doing is eating all of their oatmeal and then going out there and also eating up some of the leftover grains. So, but I was telling Jamie, isn't being too fat kind of a good problem? Seriously, isn't being too fat a good problem? Or maybe not. You know that I think we had 9 U.S. presidents die from heart failure, which was probably due to being overweight. So cardiovascular disease is a killer. And out of the U.S. presidents who've died, the former presidents, obviously, 9 of those died from heart failure, which I forgot who it was. This is going to be boring to a lot of you all, but I love facts like this. There was a scientific study done where they went back and did a whole bunch of research on the former U.S. presidents who have died. Not from assassinations, obviously, but from medical reasons. And I think 9 of those were from heart failure, and those were also overweight presidents. Usually obesely overweight. So I don't want my goats dying. I don't even know why I'm tying the two together. These goats are my goats. They're not U.S. presidents, but that's still Ringo, and he's fat. That is exactly what I would do too, Annie. Ringo, be sweet. Annie has the right idea. Annie and Ernie, they both have the right idea for ways to cool off in the heat of the day. How you like that, baby? You want to come into here? Come on. Come under here with us. Come on. Come in the shade, love. Excuse that noise, guys. That's that little window unit AC we have for the barn dominium. We have it on power saver, but has been on almost the entire day. What does that tell you? Oh no, it's Trudy's turn. Trudy, Annie wasn't finished yet, baby. Annie was still going. Sorry, Annie. I don't know if she's pregnant, guys. I know a lot of folks keep asking. I don't know. There's no need to have the vet come out and check her, because what's that going to change? What's going to change if she were pregnant or if she's not pregnant? That would just be a waste of a $300 vet visit for her to say yes or no, because what does it matter? Nothing's going to change. Sweetie, don't make the water dirty. Poor Wanda has come into the barn to cool off a little bit. She's panting from running that fence line. And I don't know why she's running the fence line, but I'm watching. Creeping up here behind us is Debbie. I'm not real sure what Debbie's up to. Well, I'm all done with my midday chores. And I thought I'd spend the last couple of minutes here with this sweet girl that we have not had a chance to talk to a whole lot. Been having to share time with Jake and Jamie, and they've made some really neat videos. Both of them have talked about her story, but if you've not heard her story yet, she comes from a really sad situation where her mom passed way too young. Her mom passed from an accident while she was way too young to deal with all of that. I don't guess there's ever a good time to deal with a parent or a kid passing or anybody that you really love and care about, but I think that when you're older, you can learn to understand more, and at least you have learned to stand on your own 2 feet. But when you're young like her, Mom had barely had time to teach her how to survive off of grains and grass and hay. And when Mom passed, she was pretty much forced to sink or swim, as they say. And she chose to swim. And the fella went and stuck her in a pasture with cows and other calves that were way too big for her. Yet she continued to swim. She didn't give up. And she learned to eat grains, and she learned to survive off of grass and hay. And here she is today with us. And I have a feeling she's going to teach us a whole lot of lessons about ourselves. Animals can do that. Animals can. They can teach you a lot of things about yourself that you didn't realize. And so we're excited to eventually move her to the pasture with Moo. And she'll be able to kind of help take care of him, and he'll, in return, take good care of her. And we all end up taking care of each other around here, because that's what survivors do. Don't forget, baby, we have a lot more in common than what you may think. As a matter of fact, everyone who loves you here and those that love you on the pages, we all have stuff in common. And that we're all survivors of something. Love you, baby. You're a good girl. We're gonna take good care of you, okay?